Kate, did you hear? Did you hear, Kate?
I heard.
There's something hinky in Hinkley Hills. Oh! Worlds collide. What am I talking about, Kateline?
There is an ad for the Burbs TV show, which Kurt Money is on record not being too thrilled about.
No. Specifically because they changed the name of the street for some reason from Mayfield Place to Ashfield Place. So that right there made me want to write this off entirely. But then I see this, what is, I guess, a Super Bowl spot, I believe is what it is.
Okay.
Keith Morrison in Hinkley Hills on the street.
Something is hinky in Hinkley Hills.
Worlds are colliding.
This felt like a last-minute attempt to get Kurt Money's attention.
Yep.
They said, our biggest fan,
yes,
he's not on board. What can we do to change his mind? And they said, let's do a Dateline Burbs mashup.
Wow, yeah.
Which, if I had said something like that, like in a weird dream, you'd be like, haha, that's weird and funny.
Yeah, and
it's not something they would ever do.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And I mean, this has pushed me back into excited territory. I mean, I'm giddy now. Like, it's hard to not smile just thinking about it.
But if they changed the name of Mayfield Place, then why keep Hinkley Hills?
I'm so relieved if he had said like Binkley Bluffs, I would have just compounded my anger. But hearing him say Hinkley Hills, which is still very much like that's the name of my computer, or like my main hard drive on my laptop. Like my computer is called Hinkley Hills and
Hearing
stuff. My drives are called
Keith,
Hinkley Hills.
The voice of all voices.
Yeah.
Talk Burbs.
Yeah, I don't know.
It couldn't have been better unless Denny Hamlin drove by in the background.
Yeah.
And like you said, Barbara Stanwyck's standing on a porch.
Yeah. If they were watching a friggin' Bab Stanny movie or something. Like, that's the only way you up this. So anyway, I'm riding high. We are days away. When this episode drops, we will be less than 48 hours away from, I believe, all the episodes. So while some yahoos in the world will be Super Bowling it up, the Kurt Cave's going to be bumping the Burbs TV show. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Kurt, I don't know. I might even.
Really?
Because I don't care for televised athletic events.
Fair. Right on. Same here.
Unless it's Formula One, obviously.
Of course.
Attention shoppers. We gotta clean up on ILH.
What the other wolves think?
A true crime cleanup on ILH.
Diabolical.
Starting now.
Oh, he's telling you that she's bats.
Howdy, Holtheads. Kurt Money here, alongside my co-host,
Kateline.
And boy, do we have a gem for you tonight. We are talking about a show called The Serial Killers from 1994. Now, this was a Holthead selected episode. This is from our former Patreon. This was Holthead All-Star picked this for us to watch. And he was like, let me know what you think. I fired this baby up. Talk about a crime show made for us, huh?
Wall-to-wall laughs.
Wall-to-wall laughs. And this is the absolute sweet spot. This is, 2 years, this was 94, so that's 2 years before FF even hits the airwaves. Does that make sense? Airwaves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about this. What did you think of this show, Kate? Let's hear it.
This show is, the only way I can describe it is whack.
What? Whack? What do you mean whack? What do you mean whack?
The fact that it came out before FF makes a lot of sense because shows like this didn't really exist yet. So there wasn't the mold for it.
Right.
Because this does not fit a mold.
Oh, no. This is somewhere...
just take the theme song alone.
Baby. Yes? Kate?
With the Seinfeld bass line running throughout.
I was very pleased when I thought of what I called this. It's very A Nightmare on Seinfeld Street.
Yeah.
It's not just Seinfeld. It's literally the guy who wrote that theme having nightmares at night, waking up going, It's like discordant. How's that sound?
It's
I feel
a
like that word
cacophony of noise.
Yes, absolutely noise. There's no melody. It is truly like... Okay, you said it was whack. Here's the phrase that hit me first off. No frills. This baby's no frills. Not a frill in sight. We open, boom, close up on a lady talking about a killer.
My opinion is that Kenneth enjoyed inflicting pain. He liked to kill.
Nothing to it, just boom, close up on Judge Allen. Oh my God, I loved this so much, and I was so bummed there's only 13 of them. It is on Prime. And also, we're so pumped because it's a shorty. This is FFTRTs here. But it's the same amount of notes that I would take for a show that's 42 minutes. Because it's no frills, there ain't no fat in here. It's just fact after fact after fact. Right?
It's true. And it moves. Woo. There's still some commentary.
Absolutely. I mean, okay. Okay, so it's a little different in that this is not about a single crime. This is about the serial killer Kenneth Allen McDuff, a.k.a. the Broomstick Killer. Perhaps a name not earned so much, really.
No, because he was a serial killer, which means he killed more than 3.
Yeah.
But only 1 was with a broomstick.
Yeah, and it was the tail end of it because he was out of bullets from shooting the other 2 bodies in the trunk. Like,
right.
It'd be more apt to call him the trunk killer.
This was not his MO,
no.
Like you would think.
No. So, like, this is, and we only talk to a certain amount of people. I mean, we talk to the man himself behind bars. We're talking to McDuff.
I'm on LS1 unit, which is death row.
He doesn't give a shit. Okay.
No.
I mean, he might as well be reciting what he wants for lunch today when he is recounting this stuff. We talked to his cohort, we talked to an assistant attorney, and a few of the people from the town of Rosebud, Texas.
The city of Rosebud is a small town.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's just, let's start from the top. First, we talked to this lady, Judge Ellen, and she's great. She's on straight up her porch to her house.
Oh, yes.
Right, Kate?
That is her front porch. You can hear the cicadas.
Yeah. It's a close-up on this lady on her porch, and then we cut to the title sequence. Now, we've already discussed the music, and it keeps me up at night. But talk about the graphics here.
The graphics are just as insane as the music.
Oh, yes.
Like a nightmare.
It's like little pieces of a killer's face and nose and ears that comes together, and then they form like this cross that does a straight-up word warp into the serial killers in like impact or Arial font, like straight up bare bones font.
It's terrifying.
It is. And then it goes to, I loved this when I was watching the first episode. I hated it by the time I had watched the 13th episode, we're hearing a close up on a keyboard typing on a PC going, a serial killer.
Oh, yes.
Is when 3 or more people are killed. What do you think about this?
This was throughout the entire thing. Anytime there was any text on screen, we have to hear the same MIDI sample of this typewriter.
Yeah. You know what this reminded me of was it called Lucent Technologies? It was a commercial that ran in the 90s or early 2000s where it would be on a white screen, but a guy would be typing and he'd be like saying it to himself, like a serial killer murders 3 or more over a period of time. You don't remember Lucent Technology commercials?
No, but I wonder if you send me a link, it'll jog my memory.
It probably will. Okay, Lucent.
Off to the Googs.
To the Goog. Here it is. 96. Here we go. Here we go.
This is a demonstration with all the Lucent wireless systems and technology out there.
Nothing? Kate's face says, I've never heard of this in my life. Honestly, it's the face she made when she heard the word hinky, a word she also had never heard of.
I've never heard the word hinky used to describe, what did you say, shady?
No, Keith says it. Yeah.
Something is hinky.
But also apply that same thing to this commercial. You've
never seen this commercial before in my life.
Crazy. I thought the second I said Lucent Technologies, you'd be like, yup.
No.
Okay. Well, the text pops up and it's annoying because you're watching it get typed. Now, one episode they do is on a spree killer, so it's different. It does not say this, but every single other episode they type this page out and it's just like, wah!
It takes forever.
Yes. Okay. So the title sequence happens. Then we're back to Judge Allen, and we still haven't. I'm saying Judge Allen because I've seen the episode. I mean, it's not till like minute 3 they hit her with a lower third. Did you notice this? Mm-hmm. They cut to her a bunch, and I'm like, who's this lady on the porch? Who is this? And she goes, Kate, do you remember why she says that McDuff killed women?
No.
He liked to kill women because they squawked like chickens when you killed them.
This was where some of the lines started where I didn't see it coming at all. I didn't see it coming that this was a judge. And when she said kills women because they squawk like chickens, I was like, oh, we're in for it.
But we do learn about his childhood and that he was brutal to animals. So was that the tie to chickens?
Perhaps. I see that, yeah, because he would run up and down the street in his car.
Shooting people's dogs.
Yeah.
With bullets.
Yeah, he was trouble from the jump. And wait, I gotta say, the first time we cut to him in prison, he says, yeah, I'm in here for, I'm on death row for robbery, murder.
I've been sentenced to death for robbery, murder.
And I just wanted to go, Kenneth, the robbery's doesn't have anything to do with it.
They don't care about that.
Yeah, you're not on there for robbery, my man. You could forget that charge. Right? You're here for multiple rape and murder. Okay. Ooh, something that'll come up perhaps later when we talk to Wanda, another lady. Oh, one thing I loved about this show that I feel like they would have dropped if they had a season 2 is before we see anybody, we start on a freeze of that person's face before they start talking.
Yes.
And what's the fatal flaw here in this look, Kateline?
That it's stupid?
Well, the thing is, you're tied to a freeze frame of whatever they look like when they're saying the first sentence you're cutting to, which often, as we'll see in this episode multiple times, makes you look crazy or very dumb. Like, it's never flattering. Yes! It's never flattering for the victims, for the cops, anybody we talk to, they start on a freeze, and I'm like, oh boy. But yeah, so they do that.
But in 94, that would have been, you said in 94?
Yeah.
94, that would have been like, whoa, did you freeze it? Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was going to say this is somewhere in between a Thin Blue Line and FF, but this might even look more low rent than a Thin Blue Line, like an Errol Morris doc. Like, I feel like this is even more bare bones.
Well, Errol Morris, he's won many awards. This didn't win anything.
Well, okay. You know what? We're having fun and stuff, but I genuinely loved the bare bonesness.
No, I do
all.
too. I'm just razzing them, but
yeah,
this show is hilarious.
And one thing that Star said when we were talking about it on Insta was he loves how the camera will just cut to someone talking and telling a full thought, and we don't cut to like B-roll or like, I mean, there's a few B-roll shots. There's zero fluff, and there's no like soundbitey stuff. It's kind of like, okay, we've got the assistant attorney at gunpoint. It looks like he's in his office. He's on his lunch break. Like,
you know, at one point I thought, especially with that guy,
yeah, is
he reading from a prepared statement? Because he didn't flub at all. He wasn't going and then it sounded rehearsed.
Well, McDuff started out in Texas as sort of a two-bit burglar. He burglarized a lot of homes back in the 60s, went to the Texas penitentiary for it.
God, you know, that's a good point. Maybe he's just a good speaker, because he really does not flub at all. You're right. And these are like long takes, and it's just a close-up.
These are like 2.5 minute long takes.
God, you're right. I mean, he's really like calm and collected about it, but I wonder if it is prepared. I got to point this out. When we're talking to Wanda, she's talking about how the size of Rosebud has a big part to do with this all.
Yes.
And I got to give her credit. I didn't hear her say God-fearing once. What do you think? I got to give them real credit. I thought for sure they were lining up for they go to church and they're a God-fearing town. She just says this town is full of good people that help each other or something. And I was like, okay, Wanda.
Okay, girl.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a very friendly town. It's made up of people who know each other and respect each other and care for each other. And we would never expect to have in our midst a person such as Kenneth McDuff, who has turned out to be a serial killer.
I mean, tell us about this Rosebud town. At one point, one of them goes, it just goes to show that murder can happen anywhere. And I'm like going, girl, it looks like Rosebud might have invented murder. What do you think?
Yeah, look, she's right. These small towns, the kind of town where things like this just don't happen, it's where they happen.
Yep. I mean, every single shot we see of the town, one, it looks abandoned. It is very Last Picture Show town, and it's also very Texas Chainsaw Massacre, beginning of Texas Chainsaw Town, right?
And you know what, Kurt? Just out
What's
of
up?
Curiosity, I wanted to see what it looked like today.
Oh, good. What did it look like?
Exactly the same.
Shut up.
I want to tell you specifically about 2 stores on the main drag.
Okay.
One is called Looky Here Resale. And the other, Antiques and Thangs.
Oh my God.
Thangs.
Oh, wow.
Antiques and Thangs.
And Thangs.
Looky Here Resale. Wow. So if that doesn't tell you what's popping off in downtown Rosebud, it still looks like a backlot set.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the buildings that we go to, like, we're hearing the backstory of the McDuffs, and I love this because the one lady was like, you know, they had money, but they lived in their laundromat. Like, they had a real problem with this, didn't they?
The family had money, but they lived quite meanly in back of the laundromat.
And we see the freaking laundromat, and it looks like an overrun nightmare store.
Yes.
I mean, it is creepy.
It's like an old barn with a sign out front that says laundry, and
like 2 Coca-Cola signs on either side of it. Like, it's, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like a highway gas station side of the road thing. It's kind of cool looking.
I could not find any evidence of this laundromat on Google Maps today.
I mean, that's not a surprise. I mean, I feel like they kept it alive for this shoot, and then they called in the wrecking ball as soon as the production team was out of there. I thought for sure, I thought about going to look at it today, and I was like, it's probably going to have one of those new modern Burger Kings that doesn't look like Burger King, and that's it. Like, I thought maybe it was going to be like one of those.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear it still has its character there. The reason why Judge Ellen was interviewed is because the teacher was having real problems with Kenneth as a kid. And so she asked me to help. And do you remember what...
She went and grabbed Kenneth from his class, took him aside, and tried all the tricks of the trade to connect with a troubled student, to try to get him to calm down. And she said that she tried everything she could for 3 days.
In a row.
And he wouldn't even respond. He just sat there like a blank slate. And she said, this.
Yeah, this ain't working. Sorry.
And that was that.
Sorry, Mama McDuff. You've got a dud here. There's nothing we could do.
Got absolutely no response. He was totally unresponsive. He would stare at me, never answer a question, never volunteer to say anything. So I gave up on that.
I mean, it's just textbook serial killer. To kill innocent animals for fun.
Textbook.
Then to be so psychotic in class that you get taken aside and then you just stare blankly and like mean mug like a psycho the whole time.
Dude, that's funny you say that. This is truly the first act of about 200 Evil Lives Here episodes when we're talking about a killer kid. It's like we tried, and they'd say, well, you just have a tough kid, or you need to give Adderall or Ritalin or something, but he would just sit there and stare. God, you're right. I wanted to come for Judge Ellen at first, because I was like, 3 days, and then that's it. But I'm thinking about it, staring at the psycho kid for 3 days straight, I would also go, let's throw away the key.
I mean,
is it
3 hours?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh, so, I mean, as soon as he hits 18, he's a 2-bit burglar, the attorney says. Great line.
Sort of a 2-bit burglar.
He's getting busted for that. Now, what's going to be a reoccurring theme is that Kenneth McDuff, I mean, he's also the lucky SOB killer, because he gets gifted with parole in ways, and I'm not even talking about the murder stuff that's about to happen. His burglaries, he was sentenced to 12 years. He had 4 consecutive 12-year terms. He did 10 months in jail and then was paroled.
Insane.
Yeah. So then it's August 6th, 1966. Kenneth went and swooped his best bud in crime, Roy Dale Green.
Oh,
Tell
man.
us about Roy Dale Green.
Well,
Kate.
we talked to Roy, and, well, if you can even understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
This is the thickest accent of all time, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he told me and Richard Boyd got in the car with him. He told us that he was looking for somebody to kill. And hell, I never dreamed I'd be involved in murder.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything positive about him because he is an accomplice to murder and a rapist.
Yes.
As we're going to find out. And he's very okay with it because guess what? He served his time. He doesn't say that, but his tone says he don't give a f.
Well, he also, the way he says like, oh, and I raped her too. Just kind of like, well, I did too, but I didn't have nothing to do with no murders.
Yeah.
When he started shooting, I stood back. It's like, oh, okay, you're a good guy.
Yeah. And not just stood back, he acts it out where he goes, and when he shoot the kids in the trunk, he put his arm up like this. And then I would do the same, and then every time I put my arm down, he'd shoot. And then I go like this.
Like we're supposed to think he's a good guy.
This boy in front of me go like this, cover his head, and that's what I did too. I turned away. And every time I take my hand off the eyes to look, he'd shoot.
He is cool as a cucumber, as represented by the cup of ice he's got in his hand. Like, he's straight up got a blue cup, leg up, arms up, just being like, yeah. Then I went back and raped her.
I got back there and I raped her.
So is the cup blue or what was in the cup blue?
The cup was blue.
Do you think it was dip?
Oh, maybe. It could have been dip. I wouldn't put it past Roy Dale for that to be a little spittoon for him. That's a good call, Kate. It could be that, because I'm not sure we see him take a sip. But he is just as relaxed as can be. So on this August 6th, 66, they cruise around. They go to Fort Worth, and they see 3 kids around a car like a baseball diamond. And what's his name? Kenneth's like, all right, let's get him. And this is where they do like Roy Dale's talking about how he wasn't really involved. Like he was there under duress.
Sure.
But they do a whole thing where Kenneth takes their car and he follows them and stuff. So like Roy Dale is very much a co-conspirator.
And it's worth noting that Fort Worth isn't just down the road.
Yeah, good point.
This is a long trip.
Yeah.
And they drove there with the intent to just find somebody to murder.
Yeah. And they pick up these 3 kids.
He ordered the boys in the trunk of the car, and Edna Sullivan, the girl, he ordered into the back seat.
And this is when Roy pulls her out of the car to kill her, but he's out of bullets. So he grabs whatever's nearby, which happens to be a broomstick, and like presses it on her neck. And we hear about the old hyoid bone again, didn't we?
His only weapon he found was a broomstick. He got the broomstick, crushed down across her throat with it, and breaking her hyoid bone, the neck bone, and suffocating her.
Was this in broad daylight?
Probably, right?
Where is everybody else?
I don't know. I mean, especially when they say this was in Fort Worth. If it was in Rosebud, I would have said it doesn't matter because everywhere's deserted.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk to a detective later. Must have met production out in the boonies. Like it's straight up just a Cadillac and some weeds somewhere when we talk to him.
But Fort Worth, that's a town. I mean, now it's gigantic, but maybe in 94 there were still some areas that were kind of desolate, and where this baseball diamond was off the beaten path a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. And and they would have absolutely gotten away with it, but when they went back to town, friggin' Roy Dale Green starts running his mouth. He tells the person that they get cover from. That person tells his mama, and then that mama called his mama. And then they got arrested, and Roy Dale Green straight up flips on Kenneth, right? I mean, Roy Dale is like, yeah, I'll talk. This is when Wanda says, this proves it can happen anywhere.
Well, it proves to me, as well as to all people in small communities, that a crime of this nature can happen anywhere.
And Roy Dale Green's afraid for his life. He thinks for sure that if Kenneth ever got out, he would want to kill him. This fact, okay, so boom, he gets the death penalty for these 3 murders.
As he should have. I mean, we're not pro-death penalty on this show.
Of course.
But for the time and for being Texas, that is what should and would happen in those situations.
Yeah. So he goes to jail in 66. Then something happened that I had to get to the Goog right away to prove it happened. This floored me, Kate. What happened in 1972 nationwide?
They got rid of the death penalty.
Did you know this?
No, but I guess then it went to states' rights. It was federal, and then it went to states' rights?
I guess, but there was a famous case. I mean, the internet told me it was famous. Again, this was all brand new to me, but Furman versus Georgia, where it was decided that, nationwide, that all death row inmates, boom, you're not on death row anymore. Now, this state rights thing is funny because this happened in 72. 4 years later, it was back to normal. 4 years it went back. They went, oh, actually, we can kill him when we want to. But Kenneth McDuff, this is where luck comes in again.
Yeah.
He was in jail until 1990. Motherfucker got paroled. But I don't understand. Why didn't the death penalty revert back in 76?
I don't know. That is a very good question. Because when they took the death penalty away, it reverted to a life sentence.
Yeah.
And then it never went back to death row. But still, a life sentence means a life sentence. And yet, he got to go in front of the parole board, and it sounds like something very shady happened.
William Johnson gets into it, doesn't he? He was like,
yes.
Something very suspicious was going on here.
The circumstances there are very suspicious.
I did some extra digging on this. There was apparently a bribe. I mean, the Johnson guy name checks the head of the parole board, doesn't he? He goes, there's something suspicious.
Yes, he does.
And it was this guy who was involved.
The chairman of the Texas Parole Board, Dr. James Granberry, was involved in some of those decisions involving McDuff.
Now, according to Wikipedia, there was a bribe. But this is also weird because he goes, so then it was reverted to life. And then this is where the talks come in. What does life mean, 20? Does life mean 40? Does life mean 17? Which is what it ends up being for Kenneth. And he goes, Kenneth was real impatient.
Life means until you die.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the fact that this took place in Texas and we were not watching a show about a murder in England when it was like he got life, but it was out on parole in 15. That happens, you know, in other countries and stuff all the time. And I'm like, what the hell? This is happening in Texas in the 70s or in the early 90s. And Johnson goes, Kenneth was real impatient. He just kept applying for parole.
In McDuff's case, he was very impatient. He wanted out. He applied for parole over and over again and was rejected.
And I'm thinking, like, the system's broken or something. Like, why does he keep getting to apply?
And why was he approved? What was this bribe? But whatever it was, they let him out. And wouldn't you know, Kurt, he killed again.
Yeah. And now, when they let him out of jail, also, I found out that he did try to bribe someone. And so they tacked on an extra 2 years onto his term. But it didn't matter because he was paroled anyway. So there's definitely something shady going on there.
So shady.
So he gets
But this is where things get hysterical.
They do. And the small town part kicks in because the small town gets a call from somebody who's like, look, McDuff's out again. Okay, Broomstick's back in town.
And everyone's scared.
And they're terrified.
We had law enforcement all over the area were alerted to the fact that he might come into Falls County and that he had made a threat on Sheriff Pamplin's life.
They had to do, what did they have to do in this small town, Kate, for the first time? Because they were so friggin' scared.
They had to not only close their doors, but they had to lock them.
Lock them. First time ever. Yeah.
So I heard many people say, for the first time, I'm locking all my doors and all my windows. Security measures were stepped up considerably by households.
And what's wild is they're afraid he's going to come back. Oh, he does. First day in town, he pulls a knife on somebody.
Yep. Right on Main Street.
Yeah, right on Main Street and then bolts. And they see him again at Patsy's, a fine dining establishment that we see that also looks closed AF. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, I couldn't believe it when she said over Patsy's on I-95 or whatever, and they showed the Patsy's sign. It's like somebody had a brush of paint and painted it on the wood that was like blocking the window.
It's apocalyptic.
Yeah, great way to put it. Sandy's open. Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm not going in there.
If you say it's open, it looks hella closed.
Yeah. So he would go there sometimes, also not caught.
What about the part where he enrolls in college?
That's here. So you're right.
Kurt, I was dying.
This part was so flippin' funny because he goes, the thing is, McDuff was in jail. He went to jail a kid, and when he got out, he was a teenager again. Now, I thought that just meant partying, Kate, but that's not what Johnson meant. What teenage thing did this 43-year-old man do?
He enrolled in college, and he lived in the dorms with 18-year-olds.
He entered college and was in a dormitory. He was 40-something years old. He lived with 18, 19-year-old kids. He acted like them.
Now, what college would let a felon live among barely legal adults? And
yeah, a felon
who's on death row for murder and rape.
For murder of teens, specifically.
It's crazy. The way I cackled because I just couldn't believe that this was a thing.
I'm with you. And just imagine going to must have been a community college or something. Mm-hmm. Imagine going to your dorm in 1990. You're an 18-year-old. You're a fresh-faced kid. You can't wait to hang out with your buds. Who's your roommate?
Some old guy.
Some old guy who turns out as a killer/rapist.
Tight.
But he's doing this so that it looks good on his parole. And it's a trade school, they said. But not only he was also in there making connections for murder and drug dealing. Mm-hmm. They said this.
It turned out that this college, he made contacts to kill. He made contacts for drugs. And he used it to his every advantage there to further his killing.
So he's about to go on this run here of 4 or 5 months where he kills a bunch of ladies. I don't know if he did a few months where nothing happened, but in October of 91, he starts and he doesn't stop. Regina Moore disappears. We talked to Regina Moore's mom. My heart broke for this woman. But again, it was a very awkward freeze frame when we first meet her, wasn't it? Right up in her face. We hear about how... Oh, this is another laugh. We're talking to Regina's mom, and she's describing Regina. Do you know where I'm going with this, Kate?
So a lot of moms, they talk about how their kid had such a beautiful smile and
Yep.
was just so friendly with everyone and such a sweet person. Regina's mom, she had a different approach. She described her daughter as not fat, good teeth.
Perfect teeth. She was a natural blonde, thank you.
She was blonde, natural blonde, and not a fatty.
Well, hot dog.
She had blue eyes. She had perfect teeth, and she wasn't fat at all. She was very thin.
This was the biggest laugh of the whole episode.
Yes.
When she said she wasn't fat, I think I did a spit take.
You're right. And it's the way she says it, too, where she is so excited. Like, I mean, thank God she wasn't a fatty. All right. She had that going for her.
She wasn't fat.
But yeah, she's a local sex worker, and
And I don't think her mom knew that.
She might not have.
The way she was describing her, it was like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was like, you were waiting for her to say, like, she came on hard times or she had a drug problem. That's what usually comes before.
She was just talking about how pretty she was.
Yeah. So she is in McDuff's truck, and something goes awry where she starts screaming, and she actually kicks out the windshield. Now, luckily, what should be luckily, there are cops nearby, and a chase ensues. And what does Kenneth McDuff, a.k.a. James Bond of Rosebud, how does he evade capture? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
He just drives down. He goes the wrong way on a one-way street. Boom. Cops lost him.
Oh, my God.
Done.
Doesn't this all sound fake?
McDuff went around the roadblock and sped off. The police gave chase, but McDuff had gone the wrong way down a one-way street, and they didn't know where he went.
Okay, so here's what's crazy is that window gets kicked out. Chase ensues. We lost him, Sarge. RB. Next day, they find Kenneth's abandoned truck, no windshield, no prints. We don't see Regina ever again.
She's gone.
Now, this is where I get sent right back to reality and sadness because Regina's mom is going, and Kenneth has never told us where the body is. And that's all I want is to know is where the body is.
McDuff knows where she's at.
We cut to Kenneth, and he's on death row currently, and he's talking about his crimes like it's no thing, but he does not say that he killed Regina, doesn't he?
He's like, I have no idea what happened to her.
I'm told she's been gone. You know, they haven't found her, or she's missing, or whatever.
And he says it just like, yeah, I don't know, I saw her around, but then nobody saw her around.
But you know what? He could be telling the truth about that. Because...
like maybe somebody else...
he could have let her go after that chase, or like she jumped out of the truck, and she was on the street again, and some John picked her up, and who knows what.
Yeah. Now, sadly, this is not the first time McDuff is going to be in this scenario. And when it happens again later, it does end up in a murder. So it's kind of like this, if he has an MO, this might be it. But you're right, Kate, because he's so chill about it in prison, you would think that he would have no problem. I mean, we talk about 6 murders in this episode. He may have up to 12. He doesn't care about any of them, except for this one. It's just like, maybe you're right. Maybe he didn't friggin' do it.
Because why wouldn't he just admit to it?
Yeah. So... his vehicle is found abandoned, no prints. 2 months later, December of 91, he's got another stooge with him. This time it's Hank Worley. We don't get to talk to Hank like we did old Roy Dale. But they drive to Austin, Texas, and they see a 28-year-old Colin Reed washing her car. What happens?
They grab her.
They friggin' grab her. And this was very scary because Johnson was talking about how Colleen was like 5'5", and McDuff is 6'4", and he picked her up by the neck and carried her to the car. Imagine you're just washing your car and this gross-ass redneck, right? I mean, we could confidently say he's an Uggo.
Yes.
This Kenneth McDuff.
Yes.
Carries her to the car, and then this is when they go on a 60 to 70-mile joyride from Austin, Texas, to basically McDuff's mom's house.
Yes.
And all along the way for this hour, Colleen's getting raped in the backseat.
And... again, where was she washing this car? Austin is not a small town.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm picturing like a cul-de-sac, and she's out there in the driveway, and where is everybody?
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe, again, it's like out on the outskirts, and it's like a farm, and no one saw it.
Yeah. I mean, they went somewhere desolate because not only did they rape her, but they tortured her. They've got her on the hood of the car naked. They're like putting cigarette burns out on her. And this is when we heard naked a few times.
Naked.
By this time, she was naked. It was cold. She was naked.
So this is another successful murder for Kenneth, but his partner in crime, just like Roy Dale, gets cold feet. He gets scared. What does Hank do but call the cops? Tattles.
McDuff didn't need these accomplices. He did everything himself.
Yeah, other than to drive the car while it was going on. It's like he wanted, right? Like that was the only requirement for him. I need to be moving while it's happening. So that's why I got to bring one of these dopes with me, I guess. Because Hank is another one where he's like, I didn't
have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. And they drive 300 feet from the McDuff family home. And this is when we cut to a close-up of a spider on a web. This is some fun B-roll. Do you remember this?
No.
Like, the music.
It's so funny how little B-roll there is.
So little. And when we get some, it's a straight-up spider on a web. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Bring it home. You know, I thought I had a B-roll you busted because I thought there was a typo when they said he enrolled in college. There was only one Ellen enrolled. That's how the Brits do it, apparently.
Oh, weird.
So was this a British show?
Maybe.
It did not feel like a British show. I mean, it could be, absolutely. Okay, so Hank tells on him, but nothing happens to Kenneth because he gets a sex worker in Waco, another town I've heard of, Valencia K. Joshua. She's last seen looking for McDuff at his dorm. That's the last time she's seen.
Oh, man.
Again, to be the roomie of this guy, whoever that is, has some stories. Last time we see her, they find her body a month later, very nearby. Then he gets a job at a Quick Pack, which is like a grocery store. And we're seeing news footage and stuff sometimes. I was liking this, right? They were getting the good stuff for us. Melissa Northrup goes missing. She was a sister of one of his drug buddies. They find McDuff's car abandoned. This is now the second vehicle McDuff has trashed in 5 months. How's he keep getting new rides and stuff?
They must cost nothing. They must be real beaters.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he's, again, I mean, this was back in the day. I mean, it was the 90s, so it wasn't as cheap as the 70s, but it's like he can dorm up at the college, no problem. He's got cars galore. I mean, you know what? There was that family money in the laundromat because they lived in the back of the shop. So maybe that's what it is.
Say what you will about McDuff, but the man was resourceful.
Yeah. So now there's a manhunt. He flees Texas. And good old America's Most Wanted. Huh? The original internet was on the case.
The show America's Most Wanted was known for finding fugitives.
This guy in Missouri says, hey, this looks like this one guy I work with. My fellow trash man. I think that's him. He calls it in. And this is great. Johnson loved telling this story about when he was arrested. Do you remember this? When he says, we went and arrested McDuff on a garbage truck, which was appropriate for McDuff, it being a trash truck and stuff.
Now,
right, because he's trash.
Now, no offense, but
yeah,
I know it's a good job and all.
McDuff was captured in Kansas City on a garbage truck, which is appropriate for McDuff.
We see news footage of his arrest. McDuff looked a lot like the sheriff that was leading the investigation, I thought. I had to really do some double takes because it's like tall, thin hair, thick-ass pedo glasses, smoker's cheeks. Like they looked very similar.
That's just what men looked like back then.
Yeah. So he is arrested and sentenced to death in October of 93. Now this was a show that came out in 94, and Johnson is going, I can only hope and pray that it's carried out. Because do you remember how he was so, what's the word I'm looking for? When he was talking about the first time the death penalty was overturned, he was being so civil and by the book about it, wasn't he? I feel like old Johnson wanted to swear up and down and be like, this is what happens when we show anything for these prisoners, right?
You can't let them out.
Yeah. And he says, I just only hope it gets carried out.
I can only hope that the death sentences that Texas juries have now given him will be carried out soon.
Hey, guess what, Johnson? In 1994, I got good news for you. It happened in 98. Lethal injection. R.I.P. Rest in piss is what I mean, not peace. Piss. For friggin' McDuff is dead. And what's funny is his last words, I know his last words are stupid. He's like, I'm ready to be released. Okay, whatever, dude. But in this episode, he goes, the accommodations here aren't so great, so I'm cool with dying.
Ugh.
Again, just chill to the very end.
He sucked.
The living conditions here isn't good, and I'm not going to be released. And being put to sleep really seemed preferable over continuing.
The episode goes out on this close-up of this mom. We don't get a wide shot of her. There's no B-roll of her walking from a car or to a lake or over a bridge. It is a close-up on her face, and she's pleading with Kenneth, tell us, before they kill him, please tell me where my daughter is, the Regina Moore mom.
Before they take his life, he could at least give me back my daughter's remains.
And I got good news for 1994, Regina's mom. The body was found in 98. So 98 was a good year.
But was she still alive?
That information I couldn't find, Kate. So I'm just going to pretend for this show's sake that she was, and she was very happy.
Okay,
so here's just real quick some extra info before we go to those lists. He was buried at the prison cemetery, which is where they bury him when family members don't claim bodies. Now, this had like a professional cemetery name, but what it was known as colloquially, oh boy, the nickname for this place was Peckerwood Hill. It's pretty good, right?
It's pretty good.
Peckerwood Hill. So he's there, and this might blow your mind. He was a suspect in the yogurt shop murders in 91 in Houston, Texas. The subject of that A24 doc.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which actually, I just fired that up again. I'm going to finish it now, which we did not finish.
We did not finish.
Because it sucked.
It's A24.
Yeah. And
Boo.
I'm watching it now, and I'm like, oh, God, there's 4 of these. But I'm totally going to watch it because I want to see the Kenneth coverage. I want to see what kind of footage they use.
Yeah.
But I think it's about time for those lists. What do you got?
Kate's unnamed list. It's a small town, the kind of town where things like this just don't happen. Except they do.
They do, and they friggin' happen in Rosebud, Texas. I mean, this is, I would argue, an all-timer. I mean, this is textbook Kate's unnamed list, small town criteria.
Antiques and things.
Yeah. All right, is that all you got?
That's all I got.
On to Kurt's Kick-Ass List.
Kick-Ass List.
America's Most Wanted. Boom! Welcome to the list. Classic entry. That's all we got. No signs of strug. Because again, the car's moving and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's part of it for him. Rosebud. That you think that's named after the sled in Citizen Kane, which is named after the vagina of Marion Davies? What do you think?
I think the town predates those things.
Probably. Did I just want to mention the sled? Because, do you know why I mentioned the sled, Kate, from Citizen Kane? Oh, Kurt, nice, Kurt. Anyway, do you know why I mentioned it?
Because the town is called Rosebud.
No, because one of the Rosebud sleds used in Citizen Kane can be seen in the basement of the Klopax in the movie The Burbs.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Woo! All right. I mean, you got anything else, Kate? I mean, this was a killer episode. Star, thank you. I mean, this was a gem. This was a friggin' gem that I was shocked I'd never seen before.
It was hard to find. When I searched for it, it would not come up right away.
It was another friggin' bizarre murder thing, right? Where you had to friggin' search the serial killers.
The entire word.
Yeah.
The entire title.
Boy, it's so funny. After watching all these, I went back to watching current day stuff, and I was just like, pick up the pace. And also, imagine if a show was just called Serial Killers today. You couldn't do it. You couldn't bring it to it. Like, this was how few shows existed in 94, where it's like, what do you want to call it? Serial Killers. That's fine.
I mean, the term serial killers was kind of new.
Yeah, you're right. You're friggin' right. And they're like, oh, what about episode 3? That's a spree killer. And then somebody goes, don't worry, I got it. For the typing scene, we'll say that instead of the serial killer thing. Oh, you know what? Another fact on that title card was it said there are over 200 active serial killers. This was in 94. Do you think that's still accurate?
No.
Me neither. I think it's much less because of technology and stuff. Because also, this was another case where this guy in his multiple cars, but he's committing this in a bunch of different townships and counties and stuff. So it was hard to prosecute him.
No one was talking to each other.
Yeah. And even when they were talking, I mean, then you have to combine and do it has to be done in the town it happened in. So that means they had to coordinate and stuff. Whew. Anyway, that's all I got. What about you? Did I already say that?
I'm going to watch more episodes.
Are you really? Oh, my God. There's one on Douglas Clark that we're going to do eventually at some point because this one was absolutely hysterical and it was an excellent choice for us. Kate, I really want you to keep watching and get to the Douglas Clark ep because, I mean, it's no spoilers because we're going to cover it, but watch that one too.
Will do.
So that's exciting. You hear that, Star? Kate loved it so much she's going to keep watching. I mean, that's like the ultimate compliment. And on that note, I'm Kurt Money.
I'm Kateline.
Hinky.